What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heresy Financial. My name is Joe Brown, and today I'd like to talk to you guys about a company called Roofstock. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I made a different video about the current climate with real estate investing, specifically residential rental properties as opposed to commercial real estate, what is going on in the market right now, what the Federal Reserve is doing in the government, the climate with the potential collapse of the US dollar compared to the prices of goods and services and assets. So if you haven't seen that video already, I've got it linked in the description below. I highly suggest watching that video before you watch this video, because in this video, I'm not talking about the market right now in general, about whether it's a good time to invest in the market or not right now. I do think it is. With real estate, specifically residential, low-income residential real estate, you can take a look at that video to see why. In this video, I'm talking about my favorite way to actually do that investing, and that is using Roofstock, especially for a beginner. If this is going to be your first time investing in a rental property, Roofstock makes it really easy. So on this video, I'm going to dive into a little bit of a review on Roofstock, what they do, the pros, the cons, the alternatives. Let's dive in. All right, so if you are not already familiar with Roofstock, it's basically a turnkey real estate company. And so you go to this website and you can scroll through their list of properties that people have posted for sale. And so imagine it's kind of like Zillow or Redfin or Trulia. It's a website that lists houses, except it's not for you to move in yourself. It's for you to buy to invest in. Now, a lot of these properties already have renters in them. These properties are being sold by other real estate investors, whether it's house flippers or other investors that just want to sell this. Maybe they're doing a 1031 exchange so they can sell this property, roll that money into a new property without having to pay taxes on it. So there are a number of reasons why somebody might be selling rental real estate, investment real estate at this point, but you can see them all on here. Like I said, a lot of them already have renters in place. And the really nice thing, turnkey rental investing across the board is meant to be, hey, we vetted the properties already, so we're telling you, all of the houses that we're selling we know are good investments. You don't have to go do that research yourself. It's typically for, investors who are out of state, who don't have the ability to be walking the neighborhood every night, looking for deals. And they typically are the ones that are going to be managing the properties for you as well. And so it's really hands off. You just buy the house and everything's kind of taken care of for you, and you just collect your rent checks. So Roofstock is meant to be like that, except instead of doing everything themselves, and it's not really their portfolio of houses that they're mainly listing here, they're more of a curator. And so everything is extremely vetted, and they're not their own services that they're using. So when you go through the process to actually buy a house on here, they'll hook you up with lenders, they'll hook you up with a property manager, they'll hook you up with all the services that you need, but they're outsourcing all of that, and they've vetted these companies and these services in the local areas for where you're buying your house, and you don't even have to use the services that they are recommending. They've just kind of chosen and vetted services already, and so it's a really nice, non-coercive way. It's not like your typical turnkey rental property company where they just, you have to do everything through them. They have to manage the property for you. So it's kind of nice the way that they've set it up. Their user interface is great. As you can see here, you can kind of filter for, if you're looking for a specific neighborhood rating, if you're looking for a specific price range for the house, if you're looking for a specific cap rate. So you can filter really nicely here. And the really great thing about turnkey real estate investing, as opposed to, rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty yourself, is the hands-off approach. And it's usually what you have to do to invest in an area that's, not in your local area, because quite frankly, a lot of rental properties that are going to be decent rental properties long-term, consistent cash flow, consistently staying rented, they're not going to be in areas that you tend to want to live in yourself. And so a lot of times you are looking out of state, at least in a different city. And so it provides you access to these services that are pre-vetted in these, these neighborhoods, and the screening process that they go through to add a service to their recommended list, or even to post a house. is pretty rigorous. And you know it's rigorous because of the guarantee. They have, the 30-day guarantee where they'll buy the house back from you at the same price that you purchased it, and they stand behind their recommendations and their word. Now, I know this, I'm not just going off of what they say on their website, because I've actually used Roofstock. About a year and a half ago, I bought a property through Roofstock. It was the house was $65,000 is what I bought it for. I put 20% down, which is $13,000, and the house has stayed consistently rented for $1,100. I really wanted to get the full Roofstock experience, so I went with all of the services that they recommended. So the initial lender they recommended, the property managers that they recommended a couple, and then I chose one of their recommended ones. So I went through the whole process the way that they designed it, and to be honest, it was almost too easy. They make the process extremely straightforward, streamlined. They have really great experts, customer service available who can answer any questions that you might have. So as far as a first-time rental property buyer, this is a good way to go. I've recommended to a lot of friends and family since I went through the process. Now, one of the bad things about Roofstock is that you really can't do much more due diligence on the property than what they've done for you. And they do a great job at it, but you can't really go above and beyond. You kind of do have to trust that they've done their job with the inspection and the pictures and what they say the property is like, and you don't really have time to go visit the property if you want to schedule flights and get into the neighborhood. There's not really a system set up for you to do that. It's designed to be hands off, where you just trust the process, and it works. But with my house that I bought, as soon as I got maintenance in there for my property manager to get the house ready for my renter, they noticed that there were some electrical issues with the furnace, and so we had to replace some duct work. We had to replace the furnace and do some electrical work to get it up to code, basically. Now, this whole thing cost just about $2,500, and so I went to Roofstock and I said, hey, look, you guys went through the entire inspection. It was an official inspection, and I know that it says in your fine print that that was an inspector's mistake. It's not your fault. That's in the fine print. But your whole business is kind of based off of, hey, you're buying this house and you can trust us that it's in move-in ready condition, and there are not going to be tons of expensive repairs. And so Roofstock actually paid for that entire repair, even though technically, legally, due to their fine print, it wasn't actually their fault and they didn't have to, but they stand behind their business, and so they did it. They paid for the entire repair there. So this company, they've got integrity. They've got good people working there, experts who know what they're talking about. If you don't, you can call them up. They'll walk you through the whole process. And like I said, it's been great. It's stayed rented. It rents for about $1,100 a month. And so the return on my money has been fantastic, and I would absolutely do it again. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, I'm sure you're aware you've done your research with real estate investing, and you're definitely leaving money on the table if you do something like this, because number one, you're paying a property manager. Number two, you're not vetting the renters yourself if you're having a property manager. Number three, you're not going through step by step through the property. You're not able to have that in person. You don't have somebody, you're not working with a realtor who's going back and forth trying to negotiate better offers for you. You're not getting in there, checking out every detail. And so there are risks, and you are leaving some money on the table. And that's how hands-off investing is. It's kind of like a spectrum. If something is really easy and guaranteed, the return is going to be almost nothing, right? Cash, savings account, CDs, really easy, virtually guaranteed. There's not going to be a return there. On the other hand, when you get to the far end where you're doing, everything yourself, let's say for a rental property where you buy the house, it's in horrible condition, you do all the repairs yourself, you fix it up, you're putting in the sweat equity, and then you get a renter in there, the return you're going to get on your cash for that is going to be absolutely fantastic. You're not bleeding cash from paying a property manager. You're doing everything yourself. You're not hiring out the maintenance. Your return is going to be amazing, but the work and the expertise necessary to be able to get that is going to be really high and extreme. And so you're on a sliding scale here. So anytime you want to make something easier, there are going to be trade-offs. And so that's kind of the design of Roofstock. It's, hey, get into rental real estate investing where the cash flow returns are really good. You're giving up a little bit of it to make your life easier. And to be honest, a lot of a lot of us probably live in areas where we don't have access to these markets. You don't live in an area where you can buy a house for $65,000, $75,000, $85,000. We probably live in an area where the cheapest houses available are $150,000, $200,000, $250,000. And if you are buying rental properties in your markets that you're living in, where you're spending $250,000 on a rental property, you're probably not renting it out at a price that's as profitable as the lower income neighborhoods. And as the economy continues to go belly up and we start to see the collapse of the dollar and things start to get more expensive, people start losing more and more jobs, businesses don't come back, what are the houses that are going to stay rented? It's not going to be the high income neighborhoods. Those are the ones that are not going to stay rented. People are going to downsize, people are going to downgrade. It's the lower income areas that are going to stay rented more than the high income areas. So if you're interested, I've got a link in the description below that you can use. There's a financial benefit for me if you use my link in the description below to sign up for your free account on Roofstock. So if you don't like me, don't use my link. But if you do, I encourage you to check it out. It's a really great website, even if you're just using it to get a feel for what the real estate market looks like right now. And if you are interested in my thoughts on real estate investing right now, go visit that video in the description below on my thoughts overall on real estate investing. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithms. Really helps out the channel. You guys are the best. Have a great day.